Yeah, as you say, Krish, this was Keir Starmer's final visit to Ukraine as Prime Minister. He announced over £250 million of fresh funding towards the Ukrainian war effort during the visit. We do not know whether he gave Zelenskyy any advice about how to weather monumental political crises during the visit.
And Keir Starmer's visit's rather eclipsed by this political crisis over the Defence Minister.
Yeah, it certainly did. Imagine the UK if a minister was removed and thousands of people took to the streets to protest. Well, that is exactly what happened in Ukraine today. President Zelenskyy dismissed his Minister of Defence, Mykhailo Fedorov. The relationship basically between him and the Commander-in-Chief of the Army, Alexander Syrsky, had become so toxic that both men couldn't be in the same room together. Fedorov is young, he's popular, he's a tech entrepreneur. Syrsky is old school, a battle-hardened general, partly responsible for the defence of Kyiv in the start of this invasion. This isn't just an personal wrangle, though. This is about two competing visions of how to fight a modern warfare. So this has serious implications for the course this war could take next. Here's what Zelenskyy said about the row today.
To be honest, the president is not supposed to pick sides in this kind of situation during wartime. I would very much like unity. The two sides did not find it. I'm confident Fedorov will remain on the team. We'll discuss a little later how this will play out.
He did pick a side, though. He got rid of Fedorov. And the thing about him is we've been speaking to young commanders, drone manufacturers today. They can't believe this has happened. And here's why. Because Fedorov believed that data and tech were at the center of how you fight a modern war. And we saw that firsthand last night. We traveled out a long way from Dnipro with a Ukrainian drone unit who are launching those crucial long-range drones deep into Russia. Everything about the launch of Ukrainian long-range drones targeting sites deep inside Russia is as sensitive a military secret as it gets. So first we hand over our phones to the unmanned systems forces, and they're sealed in Faraday bags to block signal. So the teams that launch these drones into Russia and the drones themselves are the very top of the priority target list for the Russians, thus the security. We've handed over our phones, we've got a briefing that we can't show any operator's face, that we can't use their real voice in the field, and that we can't even use their real call signs. Tonight's launch is in the middle of a sunflower field. The floral symbol of a country bows its head in front of a new emblem. We're told not to film the platforms that the 20 or so Firepoint drones will be launched from. Made in Ukraine, destined for Russia. The team leader introduces himself as Celtic, gives us the barest details about the drones and tonight's mission.
It's a Firepoint FP1. They can fly over 2,000 kilometers, they can carry between 100 and 200 kilograms of explosives, and they're made in Ukraine.
Do these drones talk to each other with AI?
No comment.
No comment. Yeah. No comment. In this David versus Goliath struggle, these are the rocks in the sling, but there are thousands of them. Some are AI enabled, and they are headed deep into Russia. Over the last 2 years, over 7,000 Ukrainian long-range drones have been launched into Russia, and that's increasing dramatically. Because they're changing the course of the war. Oil refineries destroyed means queues at Russian petrol stations, ammunition dumps and military targets hit. But there also have been incidents where civilians have been killed. Mid-range drones disrupting Russian supply lines, slowing their advance in Ukraine to a snail's pace. In about half a day from now, these drones will reach their targets deep inside Russia. This isn't just changing the course of this war, it's changing the course of every war to come. The commander of this team on the ground wanted to talk NATO, keen to frame would-be Ukrainian membership of the alliance as turbocharging its technological capability.
All of this is about protecting our state and also NATO. We will eventually join the alliance, and it will be for the common good, for the North Atlantic Bloc itself and our allies first and foremost. First and foremost, we are the shield in the east against the Russians.
Step by step, that's this unit's motto. These drones cost around $55,000 a pop, but that's the first step. There's a team of up to 200 people, from computer technicians to spies, working on things like navigation for each launch. Moscow is adapting though, just not fast enough. Because it's the data that matters most in this war, fighting smarter, not harder. And for now, Russia is just smarting.
Well, I've been speaking to Kira Rudik, who leads a liberal opposition party in the Ukrainian parliament, and I asked her why there was so much uproar at the sacking of the defense minister.
6 months is definitely not enough to go ahead and complete all the reforms that were planned and deliver on the promises and the tasks that were set in front of the minister. This is why I think this was a mistake by President Zelenskyy. I rarely criticize him, but right now I think this is something that we as a country at war cannot afford.
If the president had taken the other side and sacked the chief of the army, would that also have caused uproar?
Of course, that would be a complicated situation, but I think right now, the streets of Ukraine, we see that people's support was definitely on Minister Fedorov's side. And those recent news are that President appointed as acting Minister of Defense, current head of Ukraine's internal intelligence service. It's still creating so many questions about Ukraine's ability to continue the reforms that were in Ministry of Defense and continue preparing to the very complicated winter.
If Russia makes gains this summer and takes cities like Kramatorsk, what will that mean for President Zelenskyy?
That would mean that a serious mistake has been done. However, what we were assured by Minister Fedorov, that his ministry will be able to continue on arming our defenders, really moving forward even without him. All of this happened really quickly. I think there was not enough preparation. And when you are planning a significant move like that, you have to figure out all the ways of how things can go. And this is not what we see. Right now, Ukraine's parliament is going on a recess. And this means that for at least a month, Ukraine will be without the current Minister of Defense.
So could this turn into a crisis for the president?
I don't think that president will lose the support significantly just because at this point we cannot have elections, we cannot have a different president. I can criticize President Zelenskyy, but the truth is we need to find a way to move forward, support the acting Minister of Defense and support our army no matter what, and concentrate not on the names, but actually on the goal that we have in front of us. And this goal is very simple: to survive.
Do you think this could be reversed by Parliament? Could there be a U-turn?
We hoped, we were trying to do this. Unfortunately, I think right now there were so many things that were said and done that it wouldn't be reversed by the president.
Keir Starmer has been there today, and we're about to get a new prime minister in Britain. Does Ukraine see that as a problem, a new leadership you have to persuade?
The short answer is no. The United Kingdom is one of unique countries where almost all political parties are supporting Ukraine strongly, no matter who is in the government and who is the prime minister. And we have seen it over the years.
Kira Rudik, thank you very much.
Thank you.